the last one before the last Dharma talk for this summer chi. We are continuing, Masha. Why is that screen split here on my screen? No. Only my computer, so they couldn't tell. Just restart. So last night, Master YongHua talked about his Mahayana. Mahayana, yes, is the whole Mahayana. The Chinese Mahayana that we know, we learn in school at the temples, consists of the 5 schools, the Chan school, the Pure Land school, the secret school. Those are the dharmas that we use were at the front. And then there's a teaching school, and then the Vinaya school. And Master YongHua says his Mahayana that he's bringing here is really the original Mahayana, where there is no breakdowns. No differentiation between the various schools. The Buddha, when he taught Buddhism, he taught about everything. It's later that because of various reasons, the Chinese decided to break it down to 5 different schools. And what is the rationale for breaking down the 5 different schools? Basically, it's to help the people who have limited capacity to understand. There's, the Dharma ending age in particular, people are very doubtful. They have a lot of doubt. They rely on the intellect, yeah, and they lack blessings, and therefore what they hear, what they read, they really don't believe. Whereas back then the Buddha spoke the Dharma and people would understand it right away. It seems to be okay now. As a professional, you ought to check it. This is on your checklist. Before we get started, you make sure I have everything I need. Okay? All right. As I was saying, the Buddha, when he taught his disciples initially, he never had to worry about differentiating different schools, different time periods. He just knew what to tell them. It's later, because the teachers no longer have the Buddha's presence, the Buddha's wisdom. In particular, the students no longer his initial disciples' wisdom. That's why the patriarchs devised this petition into the various schools, whether it's Tiantai school, whether it's Chan school, Pure Land school, and so forth. Make it easier for us, because we, even with the one school there, you learn, you really are struggling with the learning process. Okay, so here, going back to Masha, so you can hardly blame, this is severe, real dire need to break down to 5 different schools. But Master YongHua warned us. He said, even though I brought the 5 schools here, but let me tell you, those of you who can understand me, the Dharma I'm bringing here in the U.S., even though I break it down to 5 schools, actually to me they're all one. Okay, and not just one, but that actually there's no school at all. There's no differentiation at all in any school. Tiantai school, Huayan school, teaching school, Vinaya school, no such a thing as far as he's concerned. Okay, and that's. He says here, Buddha Dharma has no beginning, no end, no inner, no outer, no great, no small, no high, no lows. Okay, so it's what he's talking about here. When you hear in Mahayana, you hear these pairs of opposites, adjectives, high, low, fast, slow, in, out, big, small. You know, they're talking about the concept of duality. This is how ordinary people perceive the world. Ordinary people's, their world is dual. It's always, their world is propped up by opposites. If there's love, there must be hate to prop it up. If there is gains, there must be losses to support those gains. Okay, so that's a world of duality, and that's a world of ordinary people. And so this Buddha Dharma here has no discrimination, no discrimination whatsoever. This is a state of wisdom. So when you learn the Buddha Dharma, you go from the state of discrimination, and you learn and you trained to no longer discriminate. Right? So when you no longer discriminate, you'll be able to absorb this Buddhism, this Mahayana in its entirety, level and equal and level. No more discrimination whatsoever. Okay, you don't say that Tibetan is better than Hinayana. Hinayana is not real. Only Hinayana is real. Only Mahayana is not real. Or would you don't even say that only Buddhism matters, Catholicism doesn't, or Hinduism doesn't. No such a thing. It's all together for the same purpose, to serve living beings. This is what why the Buddha came to our world and created his world, to help all living beings without any discriminations. Okay? So those who do not understand Buddha Dharma, we just say Chan school is the best, or the teaching school is the most wonderful, and so forth. So when you see discrimination, then especially by the schools, of course we see discrimination everywhere. Okay, it's a language we speak. When we talk to each other, we talk about discriminations. But when you hear a teacher say that, they claim that I only practice Pure Land, I only do Chan, the rest, is not important to me, it's inferior. Only Chan practitioners are the real Buddhist disciples. Pure Land practitioners are no good, they're inferior, and so forth. That's how I used to feel myself. Okay? And so when you have that, then you understand this person doesn't really understand the Chan school at all. Or those who say, I only do Vinaya school, is the most supreme. Okay? Secret school is the most profound. And Pure Land school is most expedient. Okay? Actually, I would go differently. I would also go Vinaya is the most profound. Okay, it's very, very profound. It's just people don't understand. That's why they look down upon Vinaya. They think Vinaya is useless. Secret school is the most supreme because they use those tantras to keep the demons in check. And the Pure Land school is most expedient. Okay, and he's going to explain expedient here. All right, I would flip this a little bit because it's more consistent with the various schools. Okay, actually they're all the same. This benevolent one, you give you yourself give rise to discrimination. So those the learned, the intelligentsia, they pride on their knowledge, on their intellect. Actually, when you talk about knowledge, talk about intellect, actually it's based on discrimination. It's okay for lay people to talk like that, to think like that, but for the Dharma master, you should not. There are those who practice the Chan school, think that the other four schools are inferior, not incorrect. How does it say? 不对了. Yeah, not correct. Actually, what they mean, when he says 不对了 here in Chinese, he means that their approach is wrong. They don't not saying it's wrong. They would never dare, any Chan student would never dare say that Vinaya school is wrong, is incorrect. It simply says the approach is inferior compared to our approach. Okay, and the proof is that all the patriarchs need depend on the Chan training technology for to train their pupils, very much along the tradition of Shakyamuni Buddha. He is the one who started the patriarch system, okay, and recognized Mahakashyapa as the first Chan patriarch. Yes, 6. Did you have a?
Thank you, Master. I have a question about the discrimination. So in the daily life, we always see, I like this, I dislike this. It's a sort of a discrimination. I have an example. So I remember last year I went to Tibet. So when I back, you asked me, did you visit some temple in the Tibet? And I said I have no interest in to visit the temple in there.
Yeah.
So you said,
I
don't be
remember that
discrimination.
statement, and
Yeah.
you said, no, they're kind of inferior.
So I have never think in that way. I'm discrimination. Yeah.
You
So
did.
so now I think there
He
must.
said, like, no, I don't talk to you. I don't go there. It's so obvious at lunch. It's kind of very clear.
But
Is it how you Chinese look upon Tibetans?
no.
No? I throw it out for consideration.
I still not very understand. So sometimes we have an opinion, like I like this, I don't like this, I have interest in this, I don't have an interest in that, in something that's all the discrimination, or there's something.
Of course we discriminate. Otherwise, we all buying Kias. Would be a horrible thing to do. No more Mercedes. Okay?
Okay, so
That would be disastrous.
okay, so it's a discrimination. So
The world, Apple, the world is built on discrimination. We live in the world, therefore we should act discriminately. You see no color, black and white, yeah. Okay, he's colorblind. Okay, so the point here is that it's very, very important for you to not overdo it. Okay, we live in a world built on duality. As long as we're here, we should not reject it. Okay, when you go out, okay, and you meet someone, then it's the normal life, the ordinary life that we lead. So be normal. Normal meaning you do what others do. This is very Buddhist. Just because you're Buddhist doesn't mean you say, no, I'm better than you. You're so confused. I'm not going to be like you. And that's Hinayana thinking. Worse yet, they would hide themselves, put themselves behind four walls and say, no, you can't come in. You only come in when I open the doors. Okay? I hate you. You're a burden to me. So at least I open a few hours for you to come in, and I will okay, I will teach you. Okay? And that's self-serving. It's a wrong spirit for the people who practice Mahayana. Okay? We're in the world. Therefore, it's our responsibility to engage and contribute. There's nothing wrong with you going get PhD in engineering, PhD in software engineering, and contribute to society. It's a good thing. That's being part of being called living a normal life. Because if we are living in society, okay? So it's nothing wrong with you say, I don't like to do this, I don't like to do that, okay? I only drive, God forbid, Teslas, okay? And maybe afford F-150, but no Hyundai. Okay? It's perfectly okay. It's just being yourself. Okay? So it's nothing wrong with saying, I'm not interested in doing that. Okay? But when you told me that, when I read is that when you told me at lunch, when I was opening my mouth open with food, and you said, I didn't feel like going to the Tibetan temple. And I was like, oh my God, she's so discriminating. Good thing I had, my mouth was full, so I couldn't say anything. I still remember that. I almost swallowed wrong. I did? It was funny. She said, no, I don't, I'm not interested. Come on, you there, you Buddhist. There's nothing wrong going to a Buddhist temple and say, hey, Buddha, here I am. Bow Buddha, bow to the monk, say, hey, what's happening, dude? That kind of thing. It's perfectly okay. This is how you learn. You should, you're so discriminating, you don't have the all-embracing attitude that we try to instill upon you. Don't be so discriminatory. Yeah. It's very important for you, this is very important to me, that I train you and we spend a lot of time together and you work so hard and you go out, you have so much samadhi, so much knowledge about Buddhism, okay, about right and wrong, and then you start judging others. Please don't be like me. When I criticize other monks, I criticize people, make fun of people. I'm trying to point out something, trying to teach something. Okay, it's my job because no one else dares do it. My master screwed up the royalty from that side, so he just told me last night that I shouldn't beat up on his disciple, I should beat up on him. So I want to start beating up on my master now. Okay? He screwed up royally because his disciples are ill-prepared for the job. They're cowards. He never told them they're cowards. Okay? Master YongHua, you should have told them they're cowards. Now I'm insulting them both. You see, you should not, at your level, until I allow you, you should be polite because they're still Sanghas, they're still a representative of the saintly Sangha. Maybe they're not very good representatives, but they're still representatives. I am among them. Okay? So I can badmouth them. It's my responsibility in some way. I don't have to. I feel obligated, okay, for the sake of my teacher. Because I hope it doesn't happen to us, to my disciples. They think so highly of themselves. Which is one of my biggest fears is that you walk around looking down upon all the monks. No, I'm not interested. Backward people, your Buddhism, your knowledge of about the Sangha life is so backward, is so inferior. You shouldn't think like that. Why not? Because I arose from them. I criticize them as a way, for my peers as a way to repay. Okay, repay what I learned. And I tell, and then I hope to that at least one of them will listen and say, oh yeah, we should improve. Should be worthy of our label as disciples of the great teacher, Master YongHua. Because it carries certain responsibility. Just like when you go to the Pure Land, I'm terrified. Because you go to Pure Land, you bring that attitude to Amitabha Buddha. He says, where did you come from, huh, girl? Korea? Okay? That is scary. Okay. So no, it's perfectly okay to discriminate. Okay, when you engage in your daily life. But it's not okay to discriminate when you're at the temple. That's all I ask. Just separate the two. This is different. If you call a green zone, if you call it a war, or maybe yellow zone, I don't know. Republican zone, whatever you want to call it, okay? It's a different area where you can come in and you learn to apply what you learn here at the temple. No discrimination. That's much more important. But once you leave the temple, live your normal life. Scream and yell, cheat, steal, whatever. Because that's normal. Okay? And that's why I call middle way, because you need to have a balance. And I feel that's where the Chinese teaching, the Asian Buddhism is lacking. They teach you the 5 precepts, and everyone, and I was one of them. Everyone said, "Oh my God, I can't live like this. I go out, I see girls, and I'm going to break precepts, or see boys, I break precepts nowadays too." So it puts us in a bind where it's not practical for us. Okay? Of course, there are things like, certain precepts you don't want to break, okay, for your own good. But if you have to break it, don't take it. Okay? So I feel that our American Mahayana is more understanding, where that's all I ask of you. At the temple, try your best, okay, to follow all the rules. Try your best to follow the schedule. There's only one day left. Okay? And that's good enough. If you do that, you get a lot more out of it. Okay? You don't have to be unreasonable, like I need to be a pure life. You can't live a pure life out there. It's not possible. I can't think of how you can live a pure life out there. This is why it's so important that we need to isolate, this environment so that we can train people a lot faster. Okay? Did I answer your question? Of course we discriminate, that's normal. My gosh, just don't give me bad food. Fatty food. That's discrimination, isn't it? Please. Okay. This benevolent one yourself gives rise to discrimination. So those who practice Chan think that all the 4 schools are inferior. Their approach is inferior, is incorrect. They're not incorrect. Their approaches are incorrect. Okay? So this is what he means. You have to be careful. Even Master Shirwan, when we talked about that, he wasn't careful, and it conveys it conveys a wrong message. Okay? And he condemning a Chan school people. Chan school people happen to be very, very smart. Okay? Those study the teachings, school thing, the other four schools, their approaches are wrong. Okay? The Vinaya, same thing. Secret school thinks the other four schools are, what's the adjective? Inferior. They really do. They think we have all the mantras. There's one thing they don't know, I'm not going to teach you. And that's why the secret school people, they think they are superior, they're supreme, only because they don't understand. Okay? If you're a secret school teacher and you think your Dharma, your practices are superior, you're in for a surprise when we meet. You meet Chan people like me. Okay? Anyway, I just want to let you know that any kind of discrimination, you think you're better, okay, is wrong. My Chan, we don't think we're better. Only losers think they're better. Okay? Such small thinkers. I'm better, I'm special, I deserve this. Disgusting. Those who practice Pure Land School are even more attached, more extreme. Okay? Even more extreme, saying only Dharma reciting Buddha's name is at most perfect, complete, most direct. Baloney. Okay? These most Pure Land practitioners nowadays, all the ones I met, can I tell you? They're inferior to me. I look at all of them, look at all the teachers, they're all inferior. I don't think they would even dare say this, because they know they're not stronger at all from the Chan schools. The Son schools, they go near the Son schools, they go near the Chan school, they're terrified. So this is no longer the case. Okay? They know better now. All the Pure Land teachers, Jing Gong and all those people, I look at them, they're scared. Because they know that they're weaker. In the Sangha, it's not talk, man. When two monks see each other, who's stronger? We know. So they can only impress you. They can't impress us. It's like martial artists. Look at each other. One says, I will fly. I will walk on walls. Walk on eggs. My Korean master used to do that. Walks on walls. Walks on eggs. Oh yeah. I didn't see it, but my elder Dharma brother, he saw it. He's American. Okay? This is when the Korean artist was younger. Well, by the time I joined, he's old and too greedy for money. So he lost those abilities. Okay? Yes, you too.
Thank you, Master. You have a question here from Jihong Sao. Master, for those of us who cannot go to the way places regularly, how do we live a normal life and practice the 7 principles and not discriminate and so forth? Thank you.
That's a real good question. I don't know. I don't know how you're gonna do it. If you in real life, if you don't have a temple you can go to, then what you might want to do is decide that look at at the temple, let's say you plan your by habit, you go to the temple on Sundays, like the Catholics. Good thing to do. Okay, so you basically have to spend 2-3 hours doing that. Okay, so what you could do is tune in online. Okay, and for those 2-3 hours, follow the guidelines. Okay. When your husband complains and say, "What are you doing? Why are you ignoring me?" That's when you learn to be sweet and tender and while keeping precepts. Okay, but this is why there's really no substitute for coming to the temple. From my perspective, I just don't see any real substitute. Okay, so do the best you can. Tune in and even for that short duration when you tune in online, you try to adhere to the teachings, Buddhist teachings. And that's all you have. Okay, and then when you can, save some vacation time, save some money, and go to the temple and practice. For the 1 hour you hear, 1 day you hear, 1 week you hear, you get a lot more than we can possibly explain to you. It makes a huge difference. Okay? Any other ideas on what to do? Okay, so Pure Land School. They, many Pure Land practitioners now, okay, they tend to be arrogant. They have the mass because they basically are looking at the Chan school students as not as many as they are, not as wealthy as they are, okay? And therefore they tend to look down upon that. They're very attached to marks. Pure Land School people are very attached to marks. And so this is what he's talking about, attached to marks, attached to a nice temple, attached to clothing, attached to Porsches. Okay, more extreme. I don't know what he means by lihai. They think they are superior. Okay, they really believe they're superior. Maybe in a way they're correct because they're getting somewhere, because most of the Son students are getting nowhere. That's true. Okay, most of, especially you Vietnamese, most of you who practice Thiền, Vietnamese meditation there, will run into demonic states. Okay, it's a known thing for Vietnamese Buddhism, and none of the Vietnamese Chan masters know how to deal with it or understand why it's the case. If you don't understand why, how could you fix it? Okay, and so there's an inherent danger in doing meditation. Okay, and the amazing thing is that those people get in trouble with the demons are actually very low levels. Okay, So anyway, so it's a known thing. So even I think the Chinese and Taiwanese are even aware of it, aware of the fact that some 走火入魔, it's a known thing when you practice meditation. I see it happening, but I don't do anything. You think you're special? You deserve what you get. And so on the other hand, the Pure Land people, they don't have this kind of problem as frequently as the Chan school people. Okay? You know why not? Because they're getting nowhere. So to say extreme is also correct. Extreme is extremely stupid. They could practice, they could recite the Buddha's name for 30 years. They're getting nowhere at all. I've seen to so many old women like that, old women, old men, who are getting nowhere. Vietnamese expression, dậm chân tại chỗ. You march in place. Okay? And they're so proud. That's really extreme behavior. It's just like, this is what I refuse to call what we do Asian in any way, Vietnam, Korea, Japanese, so forth. I have to call it America because we don't want to be like that. We don't want to be so full ourselves when you have nothing. Okay? I don't even want to be associated with Chinese Buddhism of my teacher. Okay? It's too embarrassing. They have nothing. And yet think you're so special. That's extreme. Okay? They think you're so superior. Let me tell you, it's very simple rule of thumb. You come to the temple, you come to my temple in particular, you think you're superior? I guarantee you, you're an idiot. You haven't seen anything yet. You should look around you. There's so many people who are far better than you. Never mind by invisible ones. The one you can see with beard and no hair and shabbily dressed. Many of them are better than you. Okay? It doesn't matter how long you've been going to the temple, how long you've been a monk or a nun. Some of my disciples are only 1-2 years, and they are way beyond you already. Okay? And that's extreme. See, in a way, extreme here, it speaks to me. I can see that I see so many people are so extreme. They're so sure of themselves, to put it politely. And what's the danger? You like that. I ignore you. Doesn't matter how much money you have. I ignore you. Well, most of the time. Until I need to pay for my mortgage. Then I won't ignore you. It's a middle way. Only a Dharma reciting Buddha's name is the most perfect and complete. No, it's not. This is baloney. Most direct. It's not direct. The reciting of Buddha's name is an expedient. So these people are so confused, so full of themselves. Okay, it's embarrassing. Okay, it turns out, it's just my personal opinion. Please take it with a grain of salt. I feel that Asian Pure Land Buddhism is full of crap. They're so misleading. They mislead their people into thinking that they're special. Okay? And they're getting nowhere. Nowhere at all. They read a book, a monk will read a book, read the 3 Pure Land Sutras, okay? Read a book on Pure Land expose, whatever, or translation from those Pure Land teachers. What's his name? Pure Land, Pure Mind, Pure Land, whatever, that guy. Okay, all those people, they think they understand. Okay, the materials on Pure Land Buddhism is a tiny portion comparatively speaking, compared to Chan materials. Pure Land materials is a lot less. I told you, even for Chan materials, we don't tell you everything. We don't. So Pure Land Buddhism materials, we're not telling you anything. Nothing at all. Okay? So it's not perfect and complete at all. It's not direct, certainly not direct. Okay? Direct is Chan. Direct is you go directly for the gusto. You go directly for your Buddha nature. No excuses. This is the only thing, the most worthwhile thing for us to do. Okay? If you have really have wisdom, that's what you do. You don't waste time. Okay? Why waste time chasing after stupid things that are meaningless? Okay? So Chan is most direct, not Pure Land. Pure Land is very indirect. And it's going to go through the bamboo thing that's coming up. KU2.
Thank you, Master. 선미님의 질문입니다. 아미타불 마스터, 자동적으로 끊임없이 다른 사람을 분별하는데 이러한 성향을 완전히 벗어나는 방법은 내가 분별하는 것을 알아차릴 때마다 분별을 멈추려고 노력하면 될까요?
This is a question from Sammi Rushu. Emitofuo Master, I automatically non-stop discriminate others. To stop this, my characteristic, should I, every time I recognize when I'm discriminating, should I just try to stop it?
Yeah, should stop it. You know, the reason I teach you to concentrate, try your best to not discriminate at the temple only. Why is that? Am I being two-faced? No, it's for you to, I want you to have a taste of it. A taste, I want you to taste the state of being non-discriminatory and how much you like it. To me, if I teach you, tell you, don't discriminate, and you go out there and say, but my boss discriminates, my wife discriminates, I hate her. Anyone? Or so forth. See, I knew it. Some people never learn. Okay, so anyway, where was I? No, before the wife. Non-discrimination. Because, anyway, let me start a new chain of thought. No concentration. I need to practice Chan more. Where was I? When you were here at the temple, the first thing that happens to you, you carry the same habit of discriminating. You don't like that person. He walks too slow. He pronounces it wrong. He's weird. The energy there is so unpleasant. And all those things, you have to learn to ignore that. Okay, you learn to put it down so that you can experience this peace of mind that comes from no discrimination. And then something else happens. See, yeah, you guys, The Koreans ask good questions. That's why I have to be forced to explain myself. Again, with me, you have to ask the right questions. I tell you. You don't ask a question, I'm so happy. I don't have to tell you anything. Okay? It's so much I don't want to tell you, unless you ask questions. Okay? It's not I'm withholding information. You have to ask the right questions. Then I will tell you. So anyway, here's what happens when you practice no discrimination at the temple. Okay, you find that you like yourself more. You're always judging people. Like Jumi, I don't like you. You're not Korean enough. You know, it's crazy about me is my husband. That kind of thing. Okay, he's always discriminating. Okay, and so you're unpleasant when you discriminate. You don't realize when you discriminate, you're unpleasant. It's not good to be around you. It's unpleasant to be around you. Okay? So you like yourself. You like yourself more. Okay? You're more at peace. Yeah. You like it. Okay? So that I want you to experience it, so that you have a chance to compare here when you feel happier. Okay? What are you waiting for? Shave your head. Okay? I'm always scheming. You think you're scheming? I'm much better schemer than you are. Okay, I'm kidding. Don't think we want you, please. We have higher standards nowadays. Okay? I used to be desperate. I take anyone. Yeah. Anyway, so we want to experience it. Okay? And you see, you in touch with yourself. What we call, Buddhism, we call the true self. And it's nice. It's very nice. And you like yourself. That's very, very important. You have to like yourself first. If you don't like yourself, don't come near us, because if you don't like yourself, we can't like you. Right? We don't want you. We discriminate against you. So you have to like yourself, folks. And this is where the education out there is lacking. They never emphasize this. They never emphasize you have to like yourself. You're always doing it wrong. You always expect her to like you. No. I like myself first. I do things to like myself. If you do things for her to like you, boy, she's gonna discard you like a rag after she's done with you. I'm telling you. Careful, okay? Getting real personal, aren't we? So the main thing is that the reason you're so unpleasant, because you don't like yourself. I see it. But no one told you. You don't really disapprove of yourself. I'm too short, I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, I'm Korean. All those things, okay? You don't like yourself. I don't like you, stay away from me. It's so fundamental. I laughed because now I can laugh because I don't care anymore. It's too late for me to do anything about it. So, but it's funny because you guys missed the point completely. You're unsure. You don't like yourself. You have to like yourself before girls like you. You have to train yourself. I like myself. I like myself. Look at yourself mirror. I like myself. I like myself. I like myself. He said, oh, I'm unhappy. Who's going to like you if you like that? Come on, man. Anyway, you're a bunch of characters. You all have so many problems. Yes, Wei Mao.
Yeah. Hello, chào thầy. So we have two questions, Home and I. The first question is, why is it that those practicing Vietnamese Chan, why is it easier for them to fall into demonic states? Like, what are they doing different?
Because they do it wrong. Second question.
Second question, Master, how I really like myself. How come man doesn't like me?
Who said that? You? You? Because you're too weird. It's okay. You have to like yourself normally. You cannot like yourself in a weird way. No, you get you got it wrong. Okay. So when I talk about liking yourself, I'm talking about not Hung liking himself. I'm not talking about sister liking herself. What happened to our sister? When I need to address her, she's not here. When I'm busy, she shows up. Anyway, yeah, it's not that kind of liking yourself. What I mean liking yourself is that I want you to experience a non-discrimination. That's when you like yourself more. I just said you didn't catch it. You see, I explained everything to you. You guys don't get it. Even Hung, who's been translating for me, and God knows now what he's been translating to Vietnamese all these years. Now I'm worried. I just said it. You know, you have to experience non-discrimination. Then you realize all of a sudden, you say, oh, I like myself more than before. That's the kind of liking that I'm talking about. Not just, I like myself. Oh, I'm nice. Narcissa. Narcissa, Narcissa, Narcissa. Okay? Not that kind of liking. Okay? A liking here is you are a superior person. You are a special person. Okay, you follow the standards of non-discrimination, the standard of kindness and compassion. Okay, you will like yourself more. You don't like yourself because you lack kindness, because you lack compassion, and you discriminate. That's why. Yes, go ahead. Wei Mao.
Master, Vietnamese used to pass a question. Master, we in Vietnam is very far from you. Is there a way for us to be able to follow you, listen to you, and learn the Dharma from you?
I don't know. You have to count on Hung, and we just mentioned it already. And now Thuy, and then and so forth. All we have, actually is the same thing that Master Hsuan Hua, problem with Master Hsuan Hua has. His Vietnamese translation sucks. There's no other way to put it. Okay? Why do I say that? Because their samadhi level is too low. They cannot get the depth of the teaching when translating. Hong's level is higher than most monks and nuns, okay, but certainly not as high as Chinese, as high as and so forth. So that's why you have a problem if you can and listen in English, but that's all you have. Okay, I don't know how to help the Vietnamese there. I'd like to, but I can't. I don't have much resources. What I have, I need to take care of my people here. So. helping the Vietnamese in Vietnam, honestly, is not very high on my list because I have limited resources. Okay, I depend on the compassion and the kindness of my Vietnamese disciples. I depend on that. But so, and I sympathize with the request. The thing is that now we have 2 Vietnamese abbots. I hope that they will step up and do more. There's one who's old, who's only interested in relics. Maybe he can do more. And the young ones, he's very busy. Okay, but we will hopefully create more contents, more materials, and in particular, I need better translation. Meaning, it is not a knock on the current translators, but it is the standards can be higher. Your level need to be much higher before you really are able to translate from English into Vietnamese properly. Okay, and you may, for example, Master YongHua's translation Vietnamese, they have to use the right words and all those things, but they miss on the teachings. For example, he taught so much about Pure Land Buddhism. Okay, it's went over his Vietnamese disciples' heads. Okay, same thing. He taught Pure Land Buddhism, and none of his English-speaking disciples really get it. It's that subtle. Okay, and my disciples complain to me that I'm so brutal and so violent. Sometimes it's because if I weren't, you have missed on the emphasis on the point. Okay, and so you Vietnamese disciples need to step up, very much like you Chinese people need to step up, Korean people need to step up. Okay, I'm very pleased that Sang-uk Sunim is putting more efforts into translating. Okay, and that's very, very good. Because we're bringing the English Buddha Dharma, the American Buddha Dharma in the English, to the Korean language. Not the same as the translation from Korean into Korean from Chinese sources and so forth. Because again, it's a translator. If the translator samadhi level is not high enough, they're going to miss a lot of things. It's a filter. Your samadhi level is a filter. Okay? So for the Vietnamese, I hope the more Vietnamese will step up. Okay? And maybe in the future, when we have more resources, we will have more programs. My job is to train people first. I train the Sanghans because they're not trained properly in my mind. In particular, my master, who sucks at training the Vietnamese. That's why his Vietnamese disciples are no good. None of them amounts to beans. Okay? That, I'm unhappy about it. Why did they discriminate against Vietnamese? I don't get it. Look at my Vietnamese disciples, they're abbots. Very clear. When you come to my temple, you see there's a hierarchy. You mess with those people, you find out they're much meaner than I am. I have more compassion than they do. I'm warning you, when they lose their temper, you'll be sorry. When I lose my temper, I only let the air out of your tires. They don't have such control as I do. Yes, JC?
안녕하세요. 영화 스님을 만나게 돼서 이렇게 질문하게 돼서 감사합니다. 저는 공과 공성이라는 것이 굉장히 궁금하고요. 그 공이나 공성에 대해서 고정된 실체가 없이 모든 것은 변화되는 그 연계에 대한 거는 충분히 이론으로는 이해를 하고 있습니다. 그런데 공성은 체험의 영역이다라는 그런 글을 표현을 본 적이 있고 스님들의 법문을 들었을 때도 공성은 체험을 해야 된다라는 말씀을 하신 적이 있습니다. 그러면 저는 이런 체험적인 공성에 대한 부분이 어떻게 체험을 해야 이 공성을 알 수 있는지 더불어 제가 질문을 드리자면 제가 인도의 영축산에 갔었을 때 제가 거기서 체험한 것을 한번 말씀드리겠습니다. 영축산에서 열의 향실에 서 있었을 때요. 모든 우주가 다 내려앉은 것 같은 그런 느낌이 있었습니다. 그리고 거기에서 기도를 하고 계단을 내려오는데 그 순간 제가 들었었던 것은 모든 지금 사는 이 세상은 꿈이구나라는 게 머릿속으로도 떠오르고 몸으로도 어떤 체험을 굉장히 짧은 순간에 했었습니다. 그게 잊혀지지 않았었고요. 그러면 과연 내가 그때 체험했었던 것은 공성을 체험한 것인지 저는 이것이 굉장히 궁금합니다. 이상입니다.
Thank you, Master YongHua. I'm so grateful that I could meet you and ask questions. I'm really curious about emptiness and the state of emptiness. I can understand theoretically, like it's not a fixed state and it's ever changing, something like cause and conditions. But when I listen to Sunim's Dharma talks, or when I read sutras and read some books, it says the emptiness is the range of experience. You have to experience the emptiness. So I would like to know how can I experience this emptiness state? I also want to share my experience, what I experienced when I went to India. I went to Yeongchuk Mountain, and I was standing there, and I felt the whole universe was falling down. And I was praying, and I came down, and I could feel in a split second that this whole world is just like a dream, and I could feel this, and I could know this in my head as well. So I could never forget this experience. So I want to know, is this experience could call the emptiness?
Answer is no. If you experience the world becoming, you still experience the world, then it's not empty. It's just a state you experience in India. It's a good state, it's a nice state, but it's not emptiness. Okay? Will not lead to a good empty state. Because you have too many, you get greedy. Okay, that's a danger. All right? You think it's special. That's why you still remember. Your Sunim's teachings is correct, but it's not wrong. But it doesn't help you. Okay, it is based on facts, meaning that yes, emptiness is a different kinds of states, different states of emptiness. That's correct. But again, my problem with Korean Buddhism, Vietnamese Buddhism, and Chinese Buddhism is that they talk too much. And look at your question. Your question is that, okay, that sounds good. How do I get there? And this is so atypical of Buddhist disciples. Most Korean disciples, Buddhist disciples in Korea would never ask me that, would not dare ask, okay? Nor Chinese, nor Vietnamese. But the Americans, you would ask. If you say that emptiness has different types, how do I experience them? Okay, but the Asian would never ask. Okay, and that's why you turn to me and ask these questions, because the Korean Sunims would not tolerate it, would disapprove of it. Okay, that's exactly why we call it American Mahayana. American Mahayana, we know these things. We know that emptiness has different, like the Korean Sunims explain to you, okay? But we don't explain it to you, okay? Because it's a lot more than that. Way a lot more, okay? What they're describing is like states 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so forth. I give you an example, okay? Because there are 5 different states, let's say, okay, that they experience. That's what they describe to you. Yeah, that's what the different states. What they don't understand is that beyond what they experience, it's just a lot more about emptiness. So that's why it's not productive for me to explain emptiness to you. Okay? It's just so much to explain to you. Okay? And in America, and this is why, again, we call it American Buddhism, American Mahayana, is because the American asks you point blank, okay, that how do I get there? So we simply, instead of confusing you all this knowledge, which is really not helpful in you experiencing those states, okay? It's not helpful for you to know. There's no need for you to know. Okay, it's much more important for you to know how or what to do to get there. That's why I call it American Mahayana, American Chan. Because we only tell you so much. If I were to explain, give you specific examples. If I were to explain to you, emptiness has something like 100 different states. I know your Sunims cannot ever get to that count, 100. He experienced maybe 5. Okay? I tell you, there are hundreds of them. If I were to explain to you those different 100 states, you only know about them. I'm describing you color red, green, yellow, and in between 100 different colors. It doesn't do anything. Okay? I'd rather teach you how to experience 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Okay, that's our emphasis. We don't talk. Because what happened to those people is that, oh, I know about emptiness. I met so many Vietnamese monks, so many Taiwanese monks, so many Chinese monks who can talk, who can give a discourse, or Tibetan monks who can give a discourse on the sutra, on the Chan principle, and so forth, okay? But they have no samadhi. They're all bookworms. They read Chan Analects. They listen to a lot of things and they never bother to meditate. Why do we have a Chanchi? We have a Chanchi because we force you to meditate during the day, so that at night we teach you and we answer questions for you. Because we know that if you work hard and meditate during the day, you will encounter issues. You will have questions, okay? And that's why we put ourselves, we prepare ourselves and to be ready to answer your questions. Chan is not from the books. Chan is the questions we give you. Live. That's sudden teaching. Sudden teaching is live. It's a master giving to the student at that moment only. So that tells you who understands certain teaching and who does not. Okay? My master understands certain teaching, that's why he fielded questions live. This is why we have allowed you plenty of time to ask questions at any time about anything that's certain teaching. Since day one, I started it already. Now I explain to you. Okay? So, again, what you know about those states of emptiness or what they are is meaningless. It's about knowing how to experience them, how to get to them. Okay? Very much like I want you to experience a peace of mind when you come to the temple and you follow the rules and you don't discriminate. Okay? That's something you must experience. Then we can teach you about kindness, about compassion. Okay? That's a basis. So, in short, if you continue the practice, yes, there will be sanghas there, will afflict you, will make you very disappointed. Okay? That's part of your training, believe it or not. Okay? Only thing you need to know, and I appreciate your question, only thing you need to know is hang in there, don't quit. No matter how badly treated you are by those nuns there. How disappointed you are by those nuns. Okay? It's all part of your training to experience emptiness. Understand? Okay? You don't do. If you hang in there long enough, you understand why you quit prematurely. We're so happy, one less person to worry about. Okay? At least from my perspective, but my disciples, I leave it up to them. All right. Any other questions? Good question. The Koreans are very tough. They're demanding, but they don't dare ask questions. They only ask questions to me. They don't dare ask their Sunims questions. Way Mountain. It's called American Sunim abuse.
Emitofuo Master, thank you for your concise and very important dharmas that you share. Throughout this Chanchi, I've been trying very hard to just increase my sits by 1 minute, like you say, to push myself. However, I keep having an obstruction of screaming or just being overwhelmed. And I just try to push through it. I just scream and I come back, scream, come back to my navel, scream, come back to my navel. But it seems like I've been at this a while, and I feel like there's some type of obstruction that's not letting me sit like other people. Maybe that's discrimination, but I still feel like I'm not progressing in the way I should. Can you please help me overcome this obstruction?
You have a lot of issues. The wiring is not done right. We are very tough. Let me be blunt with you. We're very tough. We don't discriminate. We teach everyone the same thing. Okay? I don't say that well, except for liking girls more than boys, I look at everyone equally. No high, no low. No black, no white. Okay? No smart, no stupid. Okay? No Vietnam, no China, no Korean, maybe Republican. Why are Democrats such losers? Why are they so weak? It bothers me. I'm rebelling against my roots. Why are Democrats so weak? Explain that to me. I don't get it. Why are, especially Democratic men, are so weak? Okay, two, go ahead.
Thank you, Master. It's because they haven't gone full hippie, commie, socialist yet. Just watch New York City.
Lots of problems, these people. Just be a man. Anyway, so it's no discrimination whatsoever. You know, we treat all the same. You come with your own agenda, your own preferences. We accept it. We don't discriminate. Okay? Yeah. Just follow the rules. Don't try to bend them. You think too much. You want to distort things and twist things your way because it makes more sense to you. The instructions are very raw. Endure. So endure. You keep on saying, why can I endure? You think everyone can endure? I couldn't endure. I have to train myself to endure. So you find a way to train yourself. It's very simple. Look around you. There's so many people far better than you. Talk to them. Why? What is it I'm missing? Talk to each person. Say, oh, so you seem to be so peaceful after your sit. Please teach me. How are you doing it? How come after the sit, I don't feel as peaceful as you do? There are plenty of people that you can learn from. This is why we have a great assembly, Dharma. There's so many people who can present different angles of cultivation that I cannot tell you. You lack sincerity, you only talk. You only talk. We give you a Dharma, and you talk too much. You have too many excuses. You taught to sit 1 hour in full lotus. Can you do it? No excuses. Now you want more instructions? I teach you to crawl. And now you want me to teach you how to run. Crawl first, big boy. Don't ask stupid questions like that. I'll give you instructions already. Plenty of people have done it already. Do it. There's no excuses. If they can do it, so can you. You think you're that smart, you're superior, and then why can't you do it? Learn from them. Too many excuses. And eventually, I can't do it. You have to teach me a different way. I'm special. You have to teach me a different way to get there. Everyone receives the same instruction. They apply themselves. They get there. You have too many excuses. And it's also greed. It's a jealousy. He says, how come these people can do and I can't? Each one is different. Some of you may take 20 years to get into full lotus for an hour. So be it. But that's the instructions. You always say, can you show me another shortcut? You don't deserve a shortcut, man. You earn shortcuts from me. Okay. Where were we? Okay, so I was telling you about non-discrimination at the temple because I wanted you to experience a state of non-discrimination. Okay, it's going to help you sit a lot, and you stand up and you like yourself. You say, this is me. This is the real me that I can get in touch with. Okay? Unless you experience it, there's no way for me to tell you how to live your life beyond the temple. It's all talk. All these people say, oh, you should be compassionate, you should be kind. And yet, you come to the temple, you can't stand Jumi. Where's your kindness? Huh? You can't stand idiots. Where's your kindness? But it's not, it's not, that's a starting point, but eventually you can live your life the same way, whether it's at the temple or outside. But unless I would train you at the temple, you cannot know how to live outside, folks. Don't think that I'm stuck to my monks and nuns, and if any of them wants to return to lay life, whether it's an abbot or vice abbot or whatever, whoever, they want to return lay life, have live the life they want, I have no problem with it. They'll be good people, good examples in society that I'm proud of. Okay? So that's why, but as a Sangha, we have different training programs to bring them there faster than you lay people, okay? Because you have to live your normal life. You have a family, you have obligations. We respect that, we understand that. But within the temples, our Sanghas have a lot more opportunities to be trained than you do. That's why all I can give you is that small slice of time where you can be trained, and then you can eventually understand how to live it. Okay? There's a lot to learn, trust me, folks. A lot more than the Chinese, a lot more than Master YongHua brought to this country. Okay, I have 2 more minutes. And so, says the Dharma name is the most perfect, most complete, most direct. Wrong. Don't think like that. You're not. It is horizontally transcending the 3 realms, carrying one's karma of the rebirth. This is Pure Land teaching. You should memorize this. It's important concepts. Transcending 3 realms, meaning that you go horizontal, because transcending, meaning that typically in Chan school, you have to ascend, you have to increase your samadhi power, okay, before you can transcend the wheel of reincarnation. In the Pure Land, you don't need, okay, to do it that way. You can go horizontal, meaning that you get out of this wheel reincarnation by rebirth to the Pure Land. That's all it means. Okay? This is where Asian Buddhism it's so fuzzy to me. Okay? It's unclear. He said, okay, so I get out of horizontally, I'm done, right? No, you're not. Okay? You have so much more work to do than you think. And so that's horizontal transcendence in the three realm, meaning the Chan school, secret school, need to transcend by building your samadhi power. It's a lot of work. It's hard. It's like big boy there. He says, I'm struggling so much. Why is there a better way? You see, whine and it's too hard. Okay, and that's something you look at yourselves. Why do I whine so much? I think so much, so many excuses why I can't do it, and when others can. So in Pure Land Buddhism, you get out of the wheel reincarnation because that's the goal. Okay, one of the major goals for you when you practice is to get out of this wheel reincarnation. Okay, and Chan school we climb vertically, okay, because it's harder. Whereas Pure Land, we get out horizontally, meaning go off to the Pure Land, to the west, okay? Whereas here, you stay here, you have to transcend the three realms. You have to go to the form realm, the form realm, and you have to transcend desire realm, and the form realm, and formless realm. Get these people. Okay, and so that's called transcending. That means that you reach a fourth stage arhat or higher, which is not easy. And that's why horizontal transcendence of the three realms, you cannot get out of wheel reincarnation until you get to fourth stage arhat. It's not easy. Whereas in a Pure Land Dharma door, you don't need to get to fourth stage arhat to get out of the wheel. You get out of the wheel by going to Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land. All right, time is up. I can go on and on. There's a lot more here. Okay, and see, this is illustration. It's like the bamboo inside the worm, so forth. And then, can I finish this point here? And the transcending of the Chan school, you have to climb up. Okay, you have to climb up. And for the bamboo, those of you who don't know bamboos, like us Vietnamese people, we know a lot about bamboos. Okay, and so Chan school is like the worm inside of the bamboo here. And he needs to climb up here, so he has to eat through, gnaw through this what is that called there? These notches, and climb up here, and these notches, okay? Climb up, and gnaw through it, okay? Eat through it. It's arduous for worms like you. Whereas the Pure Land school are kind of smart, Alex. It said, that's much. Do you know that to eat through these notches, according to the Vietnamese, okay, you better off eating through here horizontally, which is softer than the notches, okay? And you get out, and you can climb to the top, okay, outside, without having to eat through the notches. Okay, so this is the imagery that the Pure Land people like to give their followers. They're really smart, Alex, if you ask me. Okay, so they claim that once you go out here, okay, to outside of the bamboo stalk, to climb up there is a lot easier. Not true. Let me tell you, Pure Land people, if you ever climb up a bamboo stalk, like I did, okay, you get out, it's true, you climb outside, it's easier, okay, but you tend to fall down very easy too, and you kill yourself, you die. So you climb up a little bit and you slide down. You climb up a little bit and you slide down. Whereas inside the stalk, let me tell you, you fall down, you fall at the notches, and you climb up again. The notches will catch you. You see? So each one has its own advantages. That's my point. For the Pure Land people to claim that they're superior Dharma door than the Chan school, it's nonsense. Similarly, Chan school to say they're superior to Pure Land is also nonsense as well. Okay? Think of your parents who cannot gnaw through. They have no teeth anymore. They're wearing dentures now. Look at all those people. Most of them wearing dentures. Okay? If they cannot gnaw stalks, they can't even chew on corn on the cobs. They cannot eat corn anymore. Don't you know? I speak from personal experience. I used to live in a temple with this Vietnamese monk, big one. He's rich. And he's well respected in Taiwan. And he wears dentures. And he loves corn. He's crazy about corn on the cob, not just KFC corn. KFC corn you can eat with a spoon. Okay, nowadays. But in Taiwan, they always give you this corn on the cob. And the guy is wearing dentures. He can't eat the corn on the cob. It kills him, let me tell you. He look at it every time when he look at me, going like this. He's drooling. He says, "Oh my God, I wish I could do that." This is from a highly respected monk who drooled at my being able to eat corn on the cob. Okay? And so, how do I get the corn on the cob again? Oh, old people cannot chew. See, your parents, they can't chew through the nuts anymore. This is why we have both. We have Chan for you, okay, to torture you to death. And then Pure Land for your parents who are, older and who cannot take the pain. Look at the poor woman. She says, "I'm old, and why do I have to endure pain again?" She's tough. She's a tough cookie. Yeah. Likewise, it takes a practice, Chan. Anyway, so that's the horizontal and vertical thing, okay? But even this worm here, you still need to climb up, okay? Just because you get out doesn't mean that you don't need to climb up. And this is where the Pure Land people are disillusioned. They find out that they get out and they don't know how to climb the stalks. They don't know to get out, but they don't know how to climb the stalks. Climb the bamboo, okay? And that's transcending the three realms, vertically and so forth, level by level, okay? Anyway, there's no way for me to finish it tonight. Can I even take 5-10 minutes tomorrow night to finish this? Because I don't want to come back here again and talk to you about bamboos and corn on the cob. Okay, thank you everyone. Last chance. Okay, last chance for you to become enlightened. No excuses. I like you. They don't like you, but I like you.